What's up? This is Lamont. I'm back at y'all with some dreams I had. These dreams in particular, the first two dreams I'm about to tell you was June of last year, June 2023. Today is the 9th, Friday night. So it's like candlelighting time, which they call it. So Friday night until Saturday night is the Sabbath. All right. So you ain't supposed to buy or sell. Can't do no fires, things of like that nature. I follow the Sabbath. I follow the Sabbath as is written in the Holy Scriptures, to the best of my ability. So I'm gonna just get into these dreams right now. So the first dream I had. I wrote the second dream down, but I remember the first dream. I'm gonna give y'all three dreams today. Well, four. Two is gonna be related, and then the last two is gonna be the same night, which is recently. Which would have been the 7th of 2024. The 7th of 2024, of February 7th, 2024, would have been the last two dreams. I'll get into it as I go. Well, anyway, I had a dream that I was standing outside of some like church. It looked like a big, not church, but synagogue, like how the Jews have these synagogues, because it was a bunch of them. It was a bunch of the Germanic convert Jewish people out there. So I was talking to them and I was saying something to them. I'm not going to go word for word of what I was saying to them, but what I was saying to them was getting them pissed off. And they started to want to rush at me and try to grab me, but they couldn't. They couldn't touch me. So when I was walking through them, they kind of like parted or just got out my way. Right? So I had that dream. Then I woke up from that dream. So not too long after that, I would like to say around that time, it was all in the same week. It probably was like 2 days later or something. I had this dream right here. And I had a dream I was in an official building like a courthouse building. And I was speaking with people who were supposed to be Jews. I was telling them that the star on a flag was a pentagram. That star is called the Star of Rampham, which is the Star of Moloch, which is not of God. David never had a star. You wouldn't find anywhere in the book where it says David had a star on a flag representing Israel. That just never happened. That star was used to conjure up demons. It is a pentagram. Now King Solomon probably used it for that. I'm speculating. So don't quote me on that one. But David never flew a star at all. King David never had a star. That star is not the Star of Israel. That's a pentagram that's used for magic, for not even I don't mad for demonic purposes, for demon rituals, whatever. And they argue with me and tried to fight me and tried to fight with me. I'm in a building, and it's like a courthouse building, and we standing like say we on a third floor, and then there's other floors. You know how the courthouse, you can walk down these different steps and stuff like that. So we on the third floor, and I'm telling them, and they getting angry at me, and they arguing with me. So the dude tried to attack me, and when he tried to attack me, I killed him. I killed him in front of all his friends. I killed one, and his blood went all on many of them. When I killed him, his blood splattered all over the place, so it splattered only on them. It splattered on his people, and it fell down. It was splattering on the rest of them. And went right on many of them in the building. We was on the top floor. His blood spilled down the steps of the gaps of the flights and went through the gaps of the flights, hitting many of them. I then walked down the steps expecting to be pursued, but was not. I left the building. Many different people tried to argue with me, but could not. So they became angry. All right, so that was the dream. I had killed one of them because they attacked me, because I was telling them that star that they had was the Star of Moloch, and David never flew a star, and Israel never was represented by a star. That star is a pentagram. So when they attacked me, I brutally murdered one of them in a dream. His blood flew on them, which is significant that his blood got on them. Their blood is going to be on their hands for the lies they tell these people. And they whole people. I don't understand why a whole nation want to go off the hell like that. You know what I'm saying? Because that's where they're going to go, because they live in a lie. Seriously. So them are the two dreams I had then. Now I'm going to get into the dream I just recently had on February 7th, 2024. In this dream, I saw a spirit. I call him a spirit. It was tall, it was white, and it's like I woke up in this area where he controlled. And it's like I was with a girl, and I don't think I was supposed to wake up. A lot of times when these things happen and these things get mad at me, it's like, you don't supposed to be up. How are you up? You know, that's how they act. So now I'm up doing my own thing, and he's like panicking about it, like, yo, stay here, don't go nowhere. Like how is he doing this? So he was strong, because one time he like grabbed me and put me back in my place, and I'm like, okay. So the girl was like, I'm not messing with him. She went off to where I guess he really wanted us to be confined. I was too close to the door where I could get away, I guess, because that's what had happened. He went off like somewhere to do whatever, and I like knew when he was far enough for me to try to make a break for it. So I made a break for it. Now when I ran, I was like flying or something, walking, flying, but I was on top of houses. And then I saw a fence, and I jumped over that fence. And then I was on top of houses on the other side of the fence. And then he came after me real fast. He was faster than me. He came after me and hopped over the fence like super quick, like whoop, like on something like that. Now he's standing in front of me and me in front of him. Then boom, I was taken to another place. Automatically taken to another place. And what I saw was an army. I saw an army of black people. I saw an army of Africans, right? That's what they were. I want to go get this thing. Pardon me for a second. Right. I saw an army of Africans, and they was deep. It was like I don't know if we was camped in between a valley with mountains on both sides of us, and we was in the middle of the valley. I don't know if we just set up camp there, but I was among them, and I was watching them come into the valley, and it was like 1, 2, 3, who? 1, 2, 3, who? It wasn't no counting, but it was like who? Who? And they all was fit, and they all had shields. And I drew one of the shields because the shields was unique. I looked up different shields, I couldn't find it. The shields look exactly like this. These were full body shields with spear. And as I'm watching them come into the camp, who? I seen this African dude sitting there like this. And you could tell he was an elder. And I heard his prayer. He said, I pray all my people had guns. This is what he said. I kid you not. He said, I pray that all my people have guns. And you know, in a sense, I'm like, when I woke up, I'm thinking guns, but that looked like a time where there was no guns. You know, so that was strange to me. But let me get back into it. So now, as he's sitting there doing that, and after he said that, I understood that we were fighting wars, like, because we were afraid, or they were afraid of arrows being shot at them from the mountains around them. Apparently, enemies would come up into the mountains and rain arrows down on them, and they would have to block. So they've been in this valley for a while, marching through this valley, so they was dealing with certain things. So I understood they was on guard from physical attack, and they also was on guard from spiritual attack. I picked that up in my spirit 100%. Like, they knew how to really spiritually war as well, or as how to physically war. All them guys was fit. Everybody was fit, like built, fit, like fearsome. Like when you saw them, when I saw how they looked, the army, fear came over me. You get what I mean? And they was going through the valley, and I saw that arrows were shot at them, and they was dealing with that. And they also was dealing with forms of spiritual warfare, which I don't understand what it was. So as I'm sitting there looking at them come into the valley, I saw little kids run. So I know they probably had set up camp there. They probably was just coming back from somewhere. You know, so I saw a little kid run. That's when I realized I was looking through the eyes of a little kid, looking at the elder, looking at the little kid, looking at the army come in. And I understood that my father was one of the people who was in the army in a dream. Like my father, whoever the father of that kid who I was representing, was in the army that I was witnessing come in. And this army stretched for miles. And they had them shields that I show you was brown where I have it dark at and white where the lines were. Well, them funny looking lines, but it was very similar to that. You know, I'm not a great artist, but it really looked like that. So that's basically it. It was a crazy dream. I wish I could bring people into these dreams so they could see how it really be, because that one right there was something magnificent to me. You know, the Lord shows me the past a lot, a lot. So I know my bloodline goes back into these ancient people because it's too much. It's too much. You know, if you look at Enos as a prophet, I give a bulk of those there. I've seen that the one of the oldest visions I've seen was, or the oldest visions in a dream I've seen was when Enos is a prophet, it was yelled out the sky. That land right there was very old. And when I saw we saw each other, if you look at one of my videos, we saw each other there. That was very old. That probably was, I'm wondering if that was Adam and Eve I saw chilling on a rock, because that was, you could tell the sense of ancientness was in those two dreams far back. This one went far back too. This was very ancient, and I could tell that was my people. I was a descendant of these people. I very well think I'm a descendant of these people. I saw my people in Portugal, in a vision, all right, and going back to Igbo people. I had an Igbo person come and visit me in a dream, and was happy that I found out who I really was, that I was waking up to it. He was smiling at me all weird. You know, so all these things has been given back to me by the Most High God himself. Hallelujah. And I praise his holy name for it, because I am obedient. And it's my heart. I'm not that too much that I'm obedient. I think it's because my heart. I have a very real heart. You know, I'm not fake with nobody. I'm very genuine. I'm very polite to most people. If you get on my bad side, you earned that. That's how I am. So not enough tooting my own horn, because I'm taking a seat way back. It's not about that. I thank God that he gave me these dreams and visions, and I've seen many things. Things I could go on for a whole month of things that I haven't even told you guys that's been shown to me, because it'd be too unbelievable for people who don't have a mind for it. I wish I could really talk about some of the things, but I can't. You know, some things I just really got to keep to myself. It just is what it is. But these Ish people, they are not the children of Israel. They are in fact plants to keep us from waking up to who we are. I really believe if we stop doing a lot of the things we're doing, I'm talking about all the dark skinned people. I'm saying all dark skinned people. It's not just African Americans. You got Jamaicans. You got all Allens. All of them. Haiti, Dominican Republic, a lot of them got our blood. Everybody down there is not our blood. But a lot of people do share the same blood as me, just because we come from different parts and speak different languages. We supposedly mix, but it's not it's not hard to tell who's Israel. I could pretty much look at people and tell if you Israel or not. But our attitudes and personalities are the problem. But our attitudes and personalities was the problem even back in those days. Because we was a very hard-headed, very rebellious, very stubborn people even back then. I don't blame God for putting us in this situation we in. I'm reading through what is it, the book of Numbers right now, and how many times they angered Moses in the wilderness and all of this stuff like that. You know, so it's just crazy when you think about and not only that, how many times they angered Moses in the wilderness, how the Pharisees killed every prophet. How the Pharisees even had Jesus killed. Yes, Romans was mixed in amongst them, you know, but for the most part, we killed Jesus, the Israelites, the Hebrew Israelites of the day. You know, that's why our land got taken. That's why we scattered throughout, and we always serve other gods instead of serving Yahweh. You know, so at the end of the day, all this happened to us because of us. You know, people hate to hear that, then forget you then. You know, because we got to get back to God. If you don't want to hear that, then get off this. You know, we have to get back to God. If you're not with that, then I'm not even sure if I should pray for you. If you fighting against this, I pray for the people who are trying to come into this truth and trying to get back with God, because he still loves his people. And he'll move for us if we just come back. If we come back to him the correct way, he will move for us and destroy everyone else. Because he's a God of war. He's not just some God of love as everybody try to paint him out to be. He's not all loving like how you want him to be. If you keep messing around, you'll find out with him. He'll kill you. He will kill you. All right? Oh, I shouldn't say that word. He will delete you. I think I said it already, but still, people need to really know that and stop thinking that he's just this all lovey, fluffy thing that's just going to accept you no matter what you do. He's not going to accept you no matter what you do. If you get caught lacking, if you die in your way, see what's going to happen to you. You're going to get cast away. You're going to get cast into outer darkness. You're going to get cast into the pit where worm die not. He said time and time and time again. He don't play. God does not play. He's no game. He's not for games. He's very serious. If it wasn't for his grace, we all would be dead, because all our righteousness is as filthy rags, and we all fall short of the glory of God. So if we don't try, you want to get caught trying. When you die, get caught trying to do right, instead of getting caught doing nothing like it's all good, because it's not all good. He has a standard, and we're supposed to be trying to meet that standard. You can't just go live any type of way and think you're going to inherit the kingdom. It don't work like that, all right? So basically that was the two dreams that I had. Really, it was like three, really, with the Ish people, and their blood's going to be on their head. And we are ancient people, a strong ancient people. I saw it with my own eyes, all right? Too many times I've been seeing it with my own eyes now. Believe it or not, I don't care. All right, so God shows me these things, and if God's showing me these things, what could you tell me? I'm going to always say that, because y'all ain't here when I'm going through the stuff that I go through. And a lot of people, when they hear me talk about certain things I go through, be like, oh, that's scary. All right, so then, what, how are you going to receive something if you ain't capable of receiving it? So I believe we all have certain offices and callings, and if we get back to God, we get back in prayer. I pray a lot. I try to communicate with God as much as possible. When I deal with people, I bring it to God. These things is what put you in positions for your gift to open, or for the Holy Spirit to work with you. If you always hating on somebody, you closed. If you always envying somebody, if you always looking for reasons to make excuses on everything instead of taking your responsibility on yourself and taking your licks the way you're supposed to take. See, you get in trouble with God, take the licks. Don't be going off trying to justify yourself. It ain't going to work. You can't justify yourself with God. God is always going to be right. You always going to be wrong. Let God be true and every man a liar. So ain't no justifying yourself with that entity, with Yahweh, with the Elohim, the holiest of holies. Ain't nothing you can hide from him. Ain't no justification in your heart that you can give him that he don't see right through. He the creator of everything in existence, everything from the past even to now and after you're gone, he's going to be dealing with. His knowledge is infinite. Your knowledge is nothing compared to his knowledge. Your little crying and hissy fits and tantrums you throw because you want it your way, it ain't going to work, because he's seen it thousands of times again from your fathers. Going back God knows how long. Yah knows how long. So let us get back to the Lord. Let us get back to worship, and let us understand who we are. Israel, wake up. Wake up to who you are. We are a strong people, and our bloodlines are scattered throughout the earth. You know who you are, because look at me. I'm dark skinned. All right. They say Africans sold us. Yeah, they did. They knew who they were selling. They didn't sell other Africans. They sold people from a different ethnicity, because that's what they have over there, ethnic wars. So the fact that we were sold over here tells you we're a different ethnicity. All right, 1 + 1 is always going to equal 2. It's never going to equal 20. Well, 20 is 1 + 1 is always going to equal 2. All right, it's never going to equal 20. Right, so that whole part. Yeah, so, and that's basically it. I'm just going to show y'all the shield. This is what I saw. Full body shield with spear, right? God bless y'all in Jesus' name. Shabbat Shalom, which means happy Sabbath or peace on the Sabbath. That's it. All right. Yahuwah, Jehovah is God, and Yeshua HaMashiach, Jesus Christ, is his son. He told me himself he accepts the name Jesus Christ for you people who want to talk names. And that's why you can drive out demons with that name. Because he accepts that name. A kingdom divided against itself will not stand. So you wouldn't be able to cast out any demonic spirit or heal in that name if he didn't accept it. Right? This is why he had a problem with people. Like when he was healing on the Sabbath, he wouldn't be able to heal no one on the Sabbath if God didn't accept it. All right? People need to wake up. Have a good one.